Can't hear you, Tom.
Unmute. Got to unmute. Sorry about that. How would you rate Joe Wieskamp's performance tonight? Was this one of the better ones he's had in his career?
Yeah, I thought it was one of those complete performances. I played him in different spots. He made shots when we needed him. He rebounded the ball. He defended. No mistakes. Yeah, he was really special tonight. No question.
Next question, Coach, from David Eicholt.
Yeah, Fran, how important was it for you guys to get the 2 quick fouls on Miles Johnson and essentially take him out of the game?
Yeah, obviously, he's one of the better bigs. I've said this, better bigs in the country, not just in our league. And our league is full of, really quality big men. He's the kind of guy that can really not only impact the game, he can dominate the game. He's going to have a hard time doing that against Luka. But, we went at him. He had 2 fouls and the score was nothing. So I'm sure that that's not what he wanted. And he's a really good player. He'll come back. But that was big. But, Cliff's a good player. Cliff's really good.
The next question from Chad Leistico.
Hi, Fran. I don't know if you remember this play, but I thought it was a pivotal play. It was after Harper made that long 2-pointer out of the timeout, and you're up 58-50, and Joe hits the 3 from the left wing right in front of you. Was that a drawn up play, and how big of a play, I guess, was that in putting this one away?
It was really more of a drawn up action that featured him. And obviously the reason we did that was because he had it going and we wanted to ride him. He was playing with great confidence and our guys had confidence in him and our guys were bringing it to him. And that was the idea there.
The next question from Mike Halas.
Fran, Frederick comes off the court in the first half and goes to the trainer's room and sitting where I'm sitting. I'm wondering if he's going to play again. He comes out in the second half, has 3 really sweet setups for Luka, and I'm sure in your eyes did a lot of other things well. What did he do for you tonight?
I'm sorry. Who were you talking about?
CJ.
Yeah. I just it was muffled when you said it. My bad. I think your observation is correct. He's a guy that he just understands how to play. He understands situations. He affects the game in a number of different ways. He doesn't have to score because he's a terrific passer. He's a really good defender. He's an athlete. He's a tough kid. A real physical game, as you saw. So you need some tough guys out there. So really proud of him and how he's persevered through some difficult pain. But he said he felt pretty good tonight after the game, so that's good news.
The next question from Mark Freund.
Hey, Fran, you've touched on the performance of Joe Wieskamp, but how nice was it for you as a coach that, maybe 2 of arguably your 3 most important leaders really stepped up and got you out of this, this little schneid that you guys had gone through?
I think you're right. It was huge and it's what you hope will happen. But, I think at some point when you're talking about Garza, Wieskamp, and Bohannon, it's like what you expect to happen. Those guys have been playing pretty good. Even though we lost some games, for the most part, they're putting up numbers. And, and it wasn't like we got blown out. We lost some really good teams, and we're in a position to win. And that's what this league is, and that's not changing anytime soon.
The next question from Scott Docterman.
Fran, this is a good defensive team that you had to face, and yet you were able to get 20 assists on your 26 baskets. How important was it just to run good offense against a team like this that defends so well?
Yeah, I think I think we did run good offense, and at times it looked like we were a little discombobulated because of how they do defend. I mean, the X's on the O, they're going to be in your space. They're going to be challenging the next pass. And so you have to keep your dribble a little bit longer. And it doesn't look as smooth. You got to drive into different areas and keep your dribble alive, and it doesn't look clean. But what we still did was get it moved side to side and in and out, and got the ball to the right people.
The next question from Chad Leistico.
Hi, Coach. I admittedly listened to Jordan Bohannon's podcast, and your son was on it this week, and he was pretty down on himself after the Indiana game. I wouldn't say down on himself, but self-critical. How nice was it for you to see him kind of play so well tonight? And I guess, what did you see from him?
I saw from him what I expect to see when he takes the floor. I mean, he's going to give me everything he's got. He's as tough a guy as I've ever had. He's going to make shots. He's going to make plays. He's going to get the ball to people. And, I'm happy for him. I certainly wasn't down on him. I didn't expect him to be down on himself. He's had some off games. He's had some spectacular games, but for the most part, he's pretty darn consistent.
I was talking about Patrick.
No, I thought you were talking about Bohannon.
Yeah, yeah, I was talking about your son.
Well, let's talk about him then.
Yeah.
The thing about the Indiana game, and what I tried to tell him, Chad, I think you make a good observation. He missed 5 shots. So right away, it's like, okay, I played terrible. I missed 5 shots. He didn't play terrible. He made great plays to the basket. He took good shots. He didn't make a ton of mistakes. He had some assists and some rebounds, and he was effective. Well, what happens is when you don't, like, was it the game before? I think we had 39 bench points, and in that game we hardly had any. So now, everybody on the bench puts all the blame on themselves. And you're going to miss shots, but just take good shots, keep being aggressive. And he was aggressive tonight. He took 2 threes, made 1. Made a big hoop in the lane when they were making a little bit of a run. I thought defensively he was good. He was active. A couple of times I wanted to leave him out there, but he got a little tired because it was an up and down game and he sprints. So, I really, and not only Patrick, but anybody on our team, I don't let them, at least when I talk to them, get down on themselves, unless they're making one mistake after the other, taking bad shots, driving into packs of people and coughing it up, breaking down on defense. Like if you're being rock solid and some shots don't fall, me, I'm just going to tell them to keep shooting, keep being aggressive. That's what I want them to do, and that's what we need them to do.
2 more questions, Coach. The first one from Tom Kakert.
Fran, Keegan has 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds. You guys end up with 21 second chance points. How important is he on the offensive glass for you to get those second chance points?
Well, absolutely crucial, on so many different levels, especially if Luke is shooting the ball and it doesn't go in. And that doesn't happen much, but when it does, we need to have our 4-man and our 3-man on that glass, Nunji had 3. Keegan had 4. That's, and then Tony had 1. So you need other guys in there. I mean, Luke, of course, had 4, but he's got a versatility about him that our team really needs. I mean, I thought one of the biggest hoops in the game on the out of bounds play was short clock. We got it in, didn't really have much going, and he kind of made a move, got cut off. Didn't charge, didn't spit it up, didn't try to make a goofy pass with 3 seconds on the shot clock that nobody else is going to be able to do anything with. He just raised up and shot a little floater over top of a really good 6'7" defender in McConnell. It's a big-time play right there.
The final question tonight, Coach, from Mike Halas.
Fran, we might as well look ahead, I guess. It seems like, I know just from my point of view, it seems like these games just come up so fast. You're on an airplane Friday, game Saturday afternoon. What's the most important thing or things you've got to do to get your team right for Saturday afternoon?
Well, I think most importantly, we just played them, so it's not like you're going to have to really dive deep into a game plan. We'll make a few adjustments, but I mean, they know personnel. They know Michigan State. Michigan State knows us. We know we're going to get a real physical defensive effort from them. And we have to kind of play like we played tonight. We've got to move it, share it, compete, and continue to focus and concentrate on the things that we do well.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, Joe, it seems that you and Luka took a lot of responsibility after several of these games during this kind of tough stretch that you guys have had. How big was it for the two of you, arguably two of this team's three most important leaders, to step up and really take control tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we've been going through a little bit of a rough patch. We've lost a couple games that we felt, for the most part, that we played good enough to win. Just a couple possessions here and there where we lost by a couple buckets. And at the end of the day, it's a long season, like I've been saying all year long. And the only thing you can do is control the team in front of you. That's what we tried to do tonight, and just go out there and compete as hard as we could and get the W.
Joe, the next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Joe, do you have a favorite spot behind the 3-point line? Is there a favorite area? Because I noticed one spot where you hit a couple big ones tonight.
Not necessarily. To be honest, I feel like I can shoot it from anywhere. No special spot, I guess.
How big was it for you to have a strong second half? You've had a lot of good first halves lately. Second half hasn't been as strong, but tonight you really finished strong. How big was that for you?
Yeah, it's one of the things I talked about after the last game. 15 points in the first half and then only 3 in the second half. So I wanted to come out here and play a complete game, play a complete 40 minutes or 35, however long I was out there, and just I feel like I was able to do a better job of continuing to stay aggressive in the second half. And although, I think it wasn't until the 8-minute mark, and so I started getting things going. But I just kept staying with it. Guys were up into my space. They were fouling me all game, and I felt like I did a good job just, fighting through that and playing through the physicality and, letting the game come to me at the point that it did.
Joe, the next question from Tom Kakert.
Hey, Joe, kind of ran the numbers. I think you're 21 of 38 the last 6 games from 3. What does the basket look like for you right now? Is it just gigantic? You seem like you're on a roll from 3.
Yeah, I'm just trying to play with confidence, play aggressive. I know that I'm a great shooter, and I'm going to continue to shoot it. Guys are finding me in good positions. Coach is running sets for me to get me the ball. So just going to continue to stay confident, and keep shooting.
The next question, Joe, from Austin Hanson.
Hey, Joe, did you feel like having CJ back out there tonight kind of opened some things up for you and maybe set up some more scoring opportunities for you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, CJ didn't have as good of a game offensively and scoring the ball like I'm sure he would have hoped, but just having him out on the floor draws so much attention to, teams scouting, they're up into his space just like they're up into mine. So having him out there, and also defensively, he's one of our best defenders. So having him out there, on their guards, they have a lot of quick, athletic guards. So just to have him out on the floor was a great sign for us. And I know that he'll get his rhythm offensively going moving forward.
The next question, Joe, from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Joe, obviously you play a really physical team next in Michigan State. You mentioned this before, and I'm curious, was the physicality of the Big Ten something you've grown to adapt to? Because it seems like you are adjusting to that this year in particular, and maybe walk me through that if you can.
Yeah, 100%. It's something that you don't really know until you experience it. And I think that this being my 3rd year, I've really gone through it. I mean, last year was tough for me for stretches because they were so physical with me. And I think that at times I didn't know how to react to it. And I think just going through that has allowed me to learn so much, has allowed me to improve a lot as a player, and just being able to play with that physicality and not let that bother me or disrupt my rhythm and what I'm trying to do. So I definitely think just being in my 3rd year and going through it has made me a lot better and has allowed me to handle it a lot better.
The next question, Joe, from Mark Emmert.
Joe, I wanted to get your thoughts on the defense. I think they missed 14 of their first 15 3-pointers, and you were really, really vocal on defense today. It felt like. I mean, can you just talk about what your effort was like to get them guys to miss so many shots?
Yeah, we're locked in defensively. People have been talking about that all year, how we've been struggling defensively, and watching film after games, sometimes it can be tough to watch because we know that looking back, we're making a lot of silly mistakes, things that we shouldn't be doing. And so I think we've done a great job of, locking into that and just trying to learn from it. And I think putting an emphasis on our defense has been huge for us in these last couple of games. I think we were really good against Indiana and again tonight. So we know that we can score the ball with anybody in the country. So it comes down to getting stops, and I think that we've made improvements throughout this year. We got to keep it going.
The next question, Joe, from David Eichholt.
Joe, let me see if I can articulate this correctly. I know you talked about having a rough stretch last year, but it really seems like this year you've kind of taken that alpha dog mentality, especially over the past, I think, since Big Ten play started. You're pulling up from three with a hand in your face or whatnot. How would you describe the mental growth of your game and how it's translated and just how you're playing now, which is some of the best basketball of your career?
Yeah, I'd say the mental aspect of my game has been one of the biggest things that I worked on in this offseason. I know that I have the capabilities physically to go out there and score and play and compete with anybody in the country. But, sometimes when you're struggling, you're missing some shots, it can easily get to your head. And the way that they defend me, I'm not getting any easy shots. So, like I said at the beginning of the year, in the offseason, I worked on my mental aspects. I worked on, watching film and just really watching that and seeing areas in which I can attack defenses better. And so that's definitely something that has helped me throughout this season.
Next question, Joe, from Mike Halas.
Tom mentioned a little while ago that the 6-game run, I think he said that you were on. You're at 47% for the year from three. Do you have a target number? Do you consider 47 good, where you want to be, or, do you have even higher aspirations?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good at this point in the year. Above 40, 50% is where, I want to be. That's where good shooters are at. So I just got to continue to shoot the ball with confidence and take good open shots. Like I said, coach is running sets for me, and guys are finding me in the right position to knock down and make plays. So just got to finish the season strong and keep shooting with confidence.
The next question, Joe, from Mark Emmert.
Yeah, Joe, I got to ask you, did you tackle Mathis or did he tackle you down there on the baseline?
I'm not going to go into that too much, but I think I was kind of trying to throw him off because he was holding me, and at the same time, he was kind of trying to block me out, I guess. But he kind of tackled me. But at the end of the day, you just got to move on. Like I said, teams are going to be physical with me throughout the whole game, and that's something I've really worked on. And like I said, you can't let that get to your head, and just got to play through it.
I mean, it seemed to fuel you, actually, in a way.
Yeah, a little bit. He was definitely one of those guys that's all up in my space. So I tried to cut and set things up. I think he had 4 or 5 fouls. So did a good job of, letting the refs see what he was doing.
Okay, Joe, thank you.
Luka, how good did it feel to have CJ Frederick out there with you tonight? He found you several times on some easy buckets for you. Makes life easy for you, I think.
Yeah, it felt great. He's another guy who's going to spread the court for us. Obviously, he is, probably one of the most consistent shooters in the nation. And then so he provides a lot for us. And defensively, he's really, really good at the top of our zone. So it was great to have him back. We were missing him a little bit. Obviously, it wasn't the reason we lost some of those games, but we definitely missed him. So it was great to have him back. Yeah, great win.
The next question, Luka, from David Eichholt.
Luka, what's been the biggest difference for you guys on defense these last couple of games? Even against Indiana, it looks like you guys just have kind of ramped up the intensity, especially even in the first half.
Yeah, no, I think, the big thing for us is getting off to the really good starts defensively. So, we just kind of set goals, make through the game. I try to tell people just let's hold them to this and then in the next 4 minutes, or whatever the case may be. So we're really focusing on that end. Obviously, another focus has been getting off or preventing the team from getting offensive rebounds. They had a couple down the stretch tonight that we got to continue to do that. I think Indiana got too many. We got 15, and I think that, when you give up 15 rebounds, it's hard to win on the road. So, we've been amping up the pressure, trying to get into guys. And we know we can be a good defensive team. So, I think these last 2 games, we've shown really good things on the defensive end. And, we got the stops when we needed them tonight, and we did a good job throughout the whole game.
The next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, Luca. I got 2 questions, actually, if you don't mind. First one is, I guess, just how were you guys able to finish this game? You've blown a lot of, 10-point-ish leads in the second half in some of these games, but this time you put it away. What was the difference tonight, do you think?
We're just getting stops. I think that's the biggest thing. Obviously, you can't control, when shots, aren't able to fall. And I think we executed really well, and we're able to get some stops. I think when we played Indiana, we executed great down the stretch. I think we scored a lot of buckets and put ourselves in a position to win the game a couple times, and we just couldn't get a stop at the right moment. So I think, tonight it was a combination of both. We were executing really well on offense, and we were getting the rebounds that we needed to, and getting the stops that we needed to. And obviously, Rutgers is a really, really good offensive rebounding team. They have really good guards that are going there and getting offensive rebounds. And they started to do that a little bit too much in the second half, and we really locked in down the stretch and made sure we got as many rebounds as we could. And Joe Wieskamp was tremendous on the glass. He was tremendous the whole game, but he was really good on the glass. Because when you have a team like that, and I think these last couple of games, they got some guards who can really crash. They got bigger guards who crash the glass. We need, guys like Joe on our wings, to be able to rebound. And he did a tremendous job tonight.
And then can I do my follow-up now, and then I want to ask again, Chris?
Yeah, go ahead.
On the Joe Wieskamp topic, I guess, just what a difference does he make when he's finishing a game like that, and it's presumably opening things up for you too?
100%. It takes a lot of pressure off me, when he's able to play like that. And he's been playing like that all season. It's really been helping me a lot. So I'm really proud of him. He's coming in every night, and you can tell he's consistent, he's locked in, and he's doing his thing. So that's awesome. And it's great to see, just his development over his years. And he's been awesome, this entire year. Recently he's just been really, really hooping. So, I'm proud of him. We're gonna go to him. And in the first half, when I was missing some shots I feel like I should normally make, he really picked us up. And in the second half, I was able to get going and then be able to play better. But I was just really proud of him. And he definitely helped us out tonight and took some pressure off me. And he was, like I said, great on the glass and great defensively for, the whole 40 minutes. So great game by him.
The next question, Luca, from Mark Emmert.
Hey, Luca, they cut the lead to 6 points there in the second half, and you and Jordan were on the bench, and Fran kind of turned to you guys and put you right back in the game. I guess, what was the message there? Did you and Jordan talk to each other? Did you realize that this is your moment? The seniors had to kind of step up there?
Yeah, for sure. I think, we went to the bench. We knew we were getting a quick blow, just trying to, get a little rest. We both wanted to be back in there right away. And then coach turned to us, and, we looked at each other. We said, let's finish this thing out. And I think, the combination with that and the way Joe Wieskamp was playing is what helped us finish this game out.
Luca, the next question from David Eicholt.
Luca, a lot of people, when they talk about Keegan Murray, they obviously bring up the Nicholas Bear comparison. I mean, just the winning plays, whether it be offensive boards or anything like that. I mean, what do you see out of Keegan? Is that a fair comparison, or how would you kind of describe what he's meant to you guys this season?
For sure. I think I called him Nicholas Bear 2.0 early in the year because I really feel like that. You got a guy who just plays his tail off, for every second he's in there. So he's been really, really great for us. And then I think, the biggest thing about him is how mature he is for how young he is. He was thrown into the fire, starting against Illinois in a big game like that. And he was able to, do his thing. And I think, when you got a freshman who, suddenly has to start because of an injury, and he's able to go out there and play as hard as he can and do whatever it takes to win. And he's strung some good games together. And he's, obviously once you become a starter, you become more of a marked man. They start to scout you more and make it tougher on you. So obviously he had some, a little tough plays, in certain games, but he's really adjusted to that. And he's done such a tremendous job. And, when you have a guy like that just plays every possession like it's his last, it's key for a really good team. So it was great, to see him do well tonight, coming off the bench, came in and made an immediate impact, as per usual with Keegan Murray. So, I think that's definitely a fair comparison when you talk about Nicholas Bear and a guy who, I think Keegan's obviously, definitely a better athlete than Nicholas. But when you look at Nicholas Bear and not being the best athlete, but having an impact on every game that he, was involved in, because he just played as hard as he could. And when you have a guy like that, it doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. You're going to play as hard as you can. You're going to play.
Okay, Luca, thanks again for your time tonight.
CJ, when we talked to Coach yesterday, he kind of called you day-to-day for potentially the rest of the season. You can be as detailed as you want, but if you can kind of describe exactly how you're feeling, where you're at when you're playing. Certainly it doesn't seem like you're 100%. Are you in a great deal of pain when you're out there?
The last couple weeks just have been really frustrating for me as a player. I haven't really the past couple weeks been able to be myself. Just having good days, having bad days. It's frustrating, but I have really good family support. I have really good team support, coach support. Everybody supports me. And I would say the last week, I've been just really feeling good. 2 days ago, I called my parents after practice and I just said, this is probably one of the best days I had practicing. I just felt like myself again, kind of had tears in my eyes. But yeah, I've been feeling a lot better. I thought I did everything I could out there today, and I feel pretty good after the game.
CJ, the next question from Tom Kakert.
CJ, you did limp off or kind of have to go to the back. Did you just kind of aggravate something, or was it just, one of those things? Was it something else that you did?
No, I knew that question would come up. Everybody relax. It's all right. I had a tape issue. The tape was rubbing up against the bottom of my foot, and I just had to go back there and finish it and get a new tape. I'm fine.
The next question, CJ, from Austin Hanson.
Hey, CJ, you didn't get in the scoring column tonight, but what things did you feel like you did well for the offense outside of putting the ball through the hoop?
Yeah, I was able to just cut a lot better, run, play really good defense, I thought. The scoring and stuff will come. I haven't been getting a lot of reps in practice. This past 2 days I did. I'm not worried about that. I think as the more I practice and the more reps I get and the better rhythm I get, that'll come back. But tonight, I thought I did a good job of staying within the offense, making plays that were needed, playing good defense, making the right passes. I had a couple shots in the first half that didn't fall. They were good shots, but we got to win, and that's really all it's about.
The next question from Chad Leistico.
Hey, CJ, just curious, how much have you been off your feet a lot, and kind of how much conditioning do you have to make up for now, and do you expect to play on Saturday?
Yeah, so the past, I would say 2 weeks ago, I really just kind of shut it down for a week and a half. Wasn't really doing anything in practice, just doing a lot of rehab with our trainers. And Brad Floyd is the best in the business. Getting a lot of work in with him. But yeah, I think, like I said, it's a day-to-day thing. And, hopefully I wake up tomorrow and I'm feeling good. But I plan on playing against Michigan State.
The next question from David Eicholt.
Yes, CJ, I think people see how critical you are to this team. Obviously, they're 0-4 when you aren't able to play. How have you kind of managed that frustration and just sort of not beat yourself up too much on something that you can't control? Because I imagine this has been, as you kind of alluded to earlier, incredibly frustrating.
Yeah, it's been really frustrating. Just waking up and just having a brutal day. And then the next day I'm feeling okay. It's just been a lot to manage in my mind. But, coming to practice every day and just being around the guys, them being positive with me and encouraging with me, that's what helps me. I love this team. I love being a Hawk. It's just why I think I'm really getting better. And like I said, I have great family support, but all the support I've been getting has been tremendous.
The next question from Tom Kakert.
DJ, how long had it been bothering you before you had to kind of just say, because I'm sure it's probably been bothering you for a lot longer than even we know.
Yeah, it started against Maryland and progressively got a lot worse and got to the point where I had to shut it down for a little bit.
And I mean this in all sincerity. I'm getting a lot better. I feel like I can start being myself again. So hopefully that can continue.
The next question from Mike Halas.
If you've already answered this, forgive me, but what specifically is or was the problem?
I have a lower leg injury. That's about as detailed as I can give you.
Anything else for CJ Frederick? All right, CJ, thanks again for your time.